Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca Skeele. I thought I'd give you something a little different to look at today. This is video number 4. Welcome to the virtual Camino of the True Self. I hope you are enjoying your Camino. Yesterday was a day of Camino for me, of the True Self. I just dedicated the whole day to it. It was a delightful day, actually, and I just observed. I said, okay, True Self, this is dedicated to you. I just kind of observed what I wanted to do yesterday. I'm noticing that there's a lot of glare on my glasses, so I'll take them off for right now because I don't need them. This is video number 4. I wanted to jump on Facebook Live today because I went to sleep last night with the next thing I wanted to talk about around the True Self. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to jump on and give it a go. This is a part of the True Self that I know I want to talk about, I need to talk about, and I may talk about this several times in several videos as we go along. What I went to sleep with last night was True Self versus False Self. So where I want to start with this is, first of all, true, false. We all grew up taking true, false tests, right? We all have this embedded in our consciousness, the conditioning around true is good and false is bad, or true is right and false is wrong. So I want to say right off that is what I'd like us to be aware of, but put it aside, because I don't believe that false self is wrong. I just believe that when we are being false to ourself, that there's a cost, that there is something that we are not being true to, and perhaps we want to choose that, being true to, rather than being false to. So that's what I want to just briefly present today for our next, let's say, challenge or way to view our Camino of the True Self. Remembering that my approach is that your life is a Camino. It's a journey, it's a path, it's a pilgrimage, and that really it has been a pilgrimage of the true self, of you, of your true self. Okay, so what I did is I am going to put on my glasses now. I went to the dictionary and I looked up, what is it to be true to? To be true to something means that we are being or reflecting the essential or genuine character of something. So if I am true to the essential and genuine character of me, what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? And if we're being true to something, another way of saying that is we're being loyal or we're being faithful. All right. But I also looked up false. If we're being false to something, there are a lot of synonyms. If we're being false to something, it's bogus. That's one of my favorites. It's unreal. It's untrue. It's dishonest. It's misleading. It's fake. It's mistaken. It's fictitious. That was also one of my favorites. Invalid and phony. Okay. So notice in all of that, we're not saying that one is right and one is wrong. If I'm being phony, let's just pick that. Let's pick that. If I'm being phony, am I being wrong? No, I'm being phony. Would I like to be something else other than phony? Perhaps I would. And what are the benefits to me in doing that? And what are the costs when I'm phony? Well, I'm going to let all of you decide that for yourself, because we all know that feeling inside when we're being phony. and how for me it just really it's an awful feeling. It's just like, I can't believe I did that kind of thing. Um, and yet when I'm being true to myself, how does that feel? So this is the assignment or challenge for today. If you are being true to blank, what are you being false to? And I'm going to kind of flip this for us. And what I'd like you to look at is maybe you could start with what you decided to leave behind on your Camino. And I went through your list. I went through our list and I wrote down, sorry, had to get this, some of the things that we were going to leave behind and are leaving behind on our Camino of the True Self. Anger, fear, self-doubt, that's mine. Not loving, anxiety, timidity. Now, I didn't go through everybody's, but that's a list. That's a short list. So those are the things that we're leaving behind. So if you're going to pick yours, whatever you wrote down for yourself or whatever that came up for you, and there were a lot of posts in the Facebook group about that. If I'm being true to, I'm going to use mine, self-doubt. In other words, I'm being loyal to that. I am being faithful to that. We don't like to think about ourselves being loyal to self-doubt. I don't like to think about that. And yet, if I am true to self-doubt, what am I being false to? Well, for me, I am being false to my expression. My expression is part of my essential beingness. Remember I told you that, remember I read that to be true to something is to reflect the essential or genuine character of something. My expression is part of my genuineness. And I know this. And so self-doubt to me throws my expression into some kind of way that I devalue it, I invalidate it, I can really feel like it's phony, or that I'm being a fool or a phony or something like that. So what I'm looking at here is, oh, isn't this interesting? You know, when I go into self-doubt, I am invalidating my expression. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. And yet, I can do that. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's an opportunity to say, oh, here is the moment which I want to choose differently. I want to shift. And we can shift in a nanosecond, can't we? Yeah, we can say, ooh, I'm doubting my expression here. Okay, what do I want to do differently? I want to validate me. Okay, that's my example. So here is, again, the assignment. If I am being true to, and then you fill in the blank, if you're being true to your anger or your timidity or your not loving, what are you being false to? This is our discovery as we're in our pilgrimage, walking along on this path of your true self, discovering more about you, learning more about you and your true self. Okay, that's video number 4. So onward, buen camino. See you next time. Bye.